Hey YouTube, this is JasonWillie on the third part of the series on Fallout 4 walkthrough. We just got out of the vault and we're about to see the difference between the pre-war awesome place that you used to live in and now we're going to see after the bombs fell and what your old home's going to look like. Alright, so let's get started. And so these are most of the people that you saw earlier, sadly. Usually when I'm playing this game, like all the other times I've played it, some of the cooler things that I like to do is collect as much stuff as I can, and I know that can be a little boring to watch sometimes, and so this one I'm just going to get the essentials, and I'm not going to get every single thing because it is kind of cool the fact that when you're making settlements, which we'll see a little bit later, that you can actually use pretty much anything as a material. So say we pick up this desk fan right here. When you go to scrap it at the settlement that you have, it actually will come up, I think, as steel, it'll come up as circuitry, or it'll come up as copper, and so you can use that stuff to make new kind of furniture or new things that usually you'd never be able to make, but in this game it'll let you. So from here you can kind of see all the people. Kind of sad to see that, but not everyone's dead. So from here you're going to be traveling back to your old home, and this place is called Sanctuary. And as you can see, it's not exactly livable.
Codsworth?
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth? You're still here. So, other people could still be alive too.
But of course I'm still here. Surely you don't think a little radiation could deter the pride of General Atomics International? But you seem the worse for wear. Best not let the wife see you in that state. Where is the missus, by the way?
She's in a better place.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades. Sean does so love that game. Is the lad with you?
Sean's been kidnapped. But I'm going to find him. I'm going to get my son back.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
200 years? What? Are you?
A bit over 210, actually, sir. Or give or take a little, for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack? You must be famished.
So this is what I mentioned earlier in my first video, is that when it comes to dealing with people or robots like this, it'll give you kind of a choice of what you want to say. So in this one on PlayStation, circle is kind of the more intimidating slash rude things to say when you're talking to someone. X is kind of the nicest thing. It's probably the safest in the game. Usually people don't get mad about what you say for X, which is kind of the nicer, getting to know you kind of thing. Square is kind of, I guess, most of the time it's a sarcastic kind of thing. So it'll kind of, I guess you could just, okay, thank you, Codsworth. Anyways, so it's kind of sarcastic, so it kind of deals with what kind of person you're talking to. sometimes you'll get a good, sometimes you'll get a bad feedback. And so, like I was saying, with the yellow and orange and red, it kind of gives you the options of getting a little bit deeper and actually using your charisma.
I'm still here, you know.
So when I push this one, yellow is probably the easy one, is what it is. So that way it actually works better than orange or red.
Oh, sir, it's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing! And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car! How do you polish rust?
Stay with me, pal. Focus.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe the missus was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well, everything happened.
Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome. Now, enough feeling sorry for myself. Shall we search the neighborhood together? The missus and young Sean may turn up yet.
All right. Lead the way.
Round 2 serves, sir.
So, in these kind of instances, as you saw with when we picked the triangle, which is kind of the question part of it, it kind of gets the person or robot you're talking about, they trust you a little bit. And so each time you use those kind of charisma points, they're able to give you more information or they'll give you more caps. And so it's kind of nice that whenever you have that option, you should take it. Unless it's orange or it's red. Orange is kind of the indicator that you have a chance, but it's less than 50-50, and red, of course, is pretty much not going to happen. So keep track of what each of those colors are, and every time you have a yellow, go for it, because it is definitely worth it. The game has made it worth your while to have a higher charisma and be able to speak better with characters.
That about takes care of that. Mr. Jason.
Hey, Codsworth.
Mr. Jason, the missus and young Sean, they aren't here.
Thanks for trying, Codsworth.
You can't give up, sir. What about the city? Concord is nearby, and, well, the people there have only shot at me a few times.
Thanks for your help, Codsworth.
Good luck, sir. You'll find young Sean. I know you will. I shall remain here and secure the home.
Alright, so from here, as you've probably noticed if you research the game, this place is located in around the area of Boston, Massachusetts. So a lot of the towns like Concord, Lexington, all those places are here. So it's kind of cool that you're able to explore and kind of find these places to see who still lives there or what's inhabiting it. So for now, we are heading to Concord, and as we'll see, hopefully in this video, I'm not sure how we're doing with time, because apparently we can only do 15 minutes on PlayStation. So from here, this is all of Sanctuary, which you'll come back here a little bit later, depending on what you do and who you stick with. And so always make sure and grab as many guns and ammo as you can, because you go through ammo very quickly in this game. It is actually surprising, considering that back in New Vegas, what I used to play all the time is that you can never have a shortage of ammo.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself? You want to come with me, pal? Okay, then. Let's stick together.
Alright, so as I was talking with settlements, this is one of the first ones. So this is called the Red Rocket Stop. It used to be an old gas station. And so whenever you find a settlement like this, sometimes it'll have people on it, and sometimes people won't be living here like this place. Sometimes your dog will find stuff, it's kind of cool. But anyways, once you get to settlements like this, go and find this thing called the workshop. It's usually inside or right next to a building, so always make sure you come up to it, press X to search it, and it brings up the menu of what you're able to do in a workshop. And so, for instance, you can scrap stuff, like random stuff like this. It'll give you an option of saying yes or no with kind of the materials list. So with like this, you can get rubber and you can get plastic from this. And so from here, go back to the workshop, press square to transfer, and you can see all the materials that you have to build. And so I'll do a little test run for you real quick. And so instead of having to grab all of them, it's automatically in your inventory without weighing you down and all that. So it's kind of nice. That way you can just make something quick, like just like a chair. Always make sure that you have enough. And whoa, this wasn't here last time. New thing about mole rats, I guess, is that they come out of the ground, as you can see. When using melee like this, if you get attacked in the middle of swinging, it'll actually stop the swing, so always make sure you're looking for that. Anyways, back to instance. Just something like this, it'll bring it up as you switch through all the different dials and stuff, and you can just place it, and just like that, you have something actually usable that you can use and all that. So that's kind of cool. I'm not going to waste too much time here, because I want to get to kind of the main part of this. New thing that they added on, they kind of copied from Skyrim, which are the same makers, Bethesda, is that you can actually sprint in this, and so that's kind of nice. And that if you want to get somewhere quicker, all you have to do is press down and you're already running. So that's kind of cool. It uses AP, action points, which is the same that you use for VATS. So always make sure you're keeping track of it. I'm not a big fan of VATS in this game since they kind of downgraded it, but it kind of adds to more realist. And so from here, to open up the perk chart, they kind of did stuff a little bit differently. So with this one, you can kind of scroll through, look at pretty much all of them whenever you want. So it'll kind of give you things like these where you have to add stars onto it. Some of them have restrictions, like you don't have a high enough endurance for this one, or you have to be a certain level for once you start getting down here like that. So anyways, good starter is to start off with, where is it? Oh, right here, strong back. It lets you carry more, and it's just useful because you'll find a lot of cool stuff in the Commonwealth. And so we've made it to the little town of Concord, and show you what it's like here. Kind of the cool things about your new dog is that they can rip people's throat out, which is kind of nice. If you're kind of getting attacked from all sides, dog meat can kind of hold someone down while you're getting up.
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket and help us, please.
Alright, and we have just met the Minutemen. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate anybody who watches this, and it's really fun doing these kind of things. Thank you, and goodbye.